said, you'd like to fight sooner. I know when I talked to you, you said you'd like to fight sooner.
Yes.
But Ronda now says she wants UFC 200. Where's your mind at?
I do like to fight sooner than later, but I'm not one to say this is when I want it and who I want. I usually just take the opportunity that they give to me, and so whatever happens, we'll see how the cards unfold. I'm sitting here today because I just took whatever opportunity was in front of me. They said Ronda was next. I said, all right. A lot of people thought it was too soon, so I think that it's been best for me just to keep going with how I normally do it. Just let it flow. So if it's UFC 200, then rematch is great.
A lot of people, after the fight, you've been very gracious in victory, giving a lot of credit to Ronda, and obviously very, humble in your victory. A lot of people have kind of been upset that Ronda hasn't at least said congratulations to you. She said, I got to come back and beat that chick. She's not even using the name. I mean, does it bother you that you haven't at least heard a, great job, can't wait to meet you again, any of that?
No, because I think a lot of things that I think if somebody doesn't want to say it or doesn't, it's obviously affected her in a different way. She hasn't really kind of reacted this way to a fight before, and so I know it's just a lot of emotion, and it's really nothing on me. I don't want to lose any sleep over it, lose any energy over it.
You talked about sort of going with the flow and just waiting things to happen. Has it been an adjustment that you say that and then you write a headline?
Yeah, everything I say does come into a headline sometimes, but what I just kind of speak from my heart, speak what I feel, and I don't mind people knowing how I feel and what I think, so it's fine with me.
So you are enjoying the sort of extra spotlight sort of comes with being champion?
It's a constant reminder that I won, so I don't mind it, but I do like my privacy, and so, I don't mind it. I appreciate the media, and I appreciate fans, and I appreciate all that, because I wouldn't have a job without it, so I definitely am going to embrace it, but I do like to shut the doors and shut everybody out sometimes, and just have some peace and quiet to myself as well.
Do you kind of dream about what it'll be like to get back to a bit of a normal life, get back to Albuquerque and get back into your routine?
Yes, I really want to just kind of have a normal, even training schedule. So it's been fun to travel, and I've been able, I got to work out in with my coach yesterday because he's here for some of the fights. So I try and keep it as normal as I can, even on the road. Just kind of keep down to earth a little bit, and just kind of. This is great. It's only for a few hours though, and then I can leave and kind of do my own thing.
Holly, what's been the most surprising thing about all this attention that comes with being a champion? It's been a big, overwhelming flood of media attention and appearances.
It's a lot, and it's great. But it's not necessarily surprising. I've seen all the other champions and the schedules that they have to keep up with, and so I can't say that it was something that I was shocked by, but I do like to have my own space sometimes, so I'm looking forward to a little bit of a quieter ride for a little bit.
Holly, is everything settled now for the Rousey fight? You're fine by night.
Nothing's set in stone, so we'll see how it unfolds.
How much do you want to fight versus just waiting for that day?
I like to fight sooner than later, but like I said, I've never in my life said I want to fight this person at this time. I don't do that. So I don't like to wait 8 months, but I'm not going to sit here and just demand anything different. If they give me something sooner, great, and if not, then great.
Stephen A. Smith from ESPN said Dana texted him and said that you wouldn't be ready to fight till June. Is there any truth to that?
I'm ready to fight tomorrow.
So you don't know where that came from?
I don't know where that came from. Maybe they just don't want me to fight till then, but no, I'm perfectly healthy. I'm ready to go.
Talk to us about that Q&A session yesterday.
It was insane. The Q&A was just crazy. There's a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. So it's fine. I knew going out there that kind of a crowd is very bold and very, they're there to try and kind of just be fun and cause a lot of commotion. emotions, so I knew it was going to be one of those like really intense Q&As, you know. Experience it. I'm always like that. Let's just take it in, however it goes.
From the first time, you know, when you got matched up with Ronda, a lot of the pressure was on her, and she had a lot of talk before the fight. You kind of just went in there and were yourself, even with the weigh-ins. You had a smile on your face. You were just like, I'm just here to get a drink. With the rematch, she's already saying that she's going to win or retire. Do you feel like maybe she's kind of mounting the pressure on herself a little bit, maybe unnecessarily?
Yeah, everybody has their own mental way, their own mental game. So if that's the way she needs to feel ready for this, maybe she needs to feel like it's this or nothing in order to really just completely dive into training. So I don't know. Whatever she feels, every fighter has their own mental game. For me, I know mine is just let's stay focused. Let's just work hard and get there for the fight. For this fight, a lot of people were thinking, man, this is a really big thing for you. A lot of people think it's too early. It's the biggest venue. The pay-per-view numbers were pretty much just outrageous. And, how do you feel about that? And it's like, well, I try and really picture just, if I had this person across from me in practice, it doesn't seem so big. And so I try to keep that, take the cameras and the lights out of it, and just focus on the fighter in front of me, and not really pay attention. And it's not just the venue that was so big. There's millions across the world watching, but it's still just her and I. And so I like to keep more of like a grounded feel about it, and just be into the one fighter.
When you look ahead to the prospect of a UFC 200, what it means for the sport to get to that point, to have a 200, and your place in it, what do you think about that?
Oh, that's an overwhelming feeling that they would even want to put me on a card like that. That's what a lot of people dream of. So, it's a huge thing. But I try not to get, I guess it goes along with the same lines. I don't want to get so overwhelmed thinking I want to be part of this big thing again, because it is just, for me, it's all about the fight. It's passion. It's all about the victory. It's all about the win. And for me, it's just training for that person in front of me, whether it's UFC 200 or 199, for me. So, but it is, I do feel very honored that they put me in that light to want to put me on such a big card.
So in the last year, you've had 3 fights and a lot of training. How much better did you get? How much better of a fighter are you today than you were 12 months ago?
Oh, I'm a completely different fighter today than I was, 12 months ago, and I plan on being better the next fight, and better the fight after that, and better the fight after that. I don't ever want to feel like I've made it somewhere. I want to feel like I'm still getting somewhere. That way I keep learning, I keep pushing forward. I always want to keep progressing forward.
So you were a big underdog against Ronda, but was everybody just misjudging you, or did you get significantly better while no one was watching?
I feel like it's a little bit of both. I feel like a lot of people were underestimating me, and I think the other part of it is that I knew what I was up against, and so I really, really, really wanted to get better, and I knew that I had to work hard for that fight. So it's a little bit of both.
Did you read the story Ronda did with ESPN magazine last week or so?
I have not read the entire thing, no.
Okay. Did you read some of the quotes or anything? Do you have any thoughts on it?
If you tell me what quote you're thinking of, I'll tell you what thought.
I don't know. I can't quote them, so I can't.
Right.
She's obviously down. She's.
Yes, and you know what? I wouldn't change anything about the fight. That's what I go in there to do.
Right.
I want to win. I hate to lose, and I want the victory. And I want the knockout. Who doesn't want the knockout? That's the ultimate victory. But when the fight is over and the decision is done, there's always this little bit of compassion, because when you're a fighter, you know what it's like to lose. And there's a little bit of compassion. It's when I got knocked out, somebody had come up to me and they said, well, don't be so down, it's not the end of the world. And I was like, actually, that's exactly what it feels like, the end of the world, You put your heart and soul into it. Everything physical, mental, emotional, you put everything into it. And, being in the spotlight as she has, it's, people go from having you here and then to just smashing you. So there's a little compassion there, but not enough that I would change any of the decision. I mean, let's be real with that. I wouldn't change it for a second. I would, if I had a chance to do it all over again, that's my plan, is to finish with a knockout. But it is. is. It's a very sad place to be, and I've been there. And there's a little bit of compassion for that.
You've had rematches before in your boxing career. What do you feel like is the key to